Why female cats are not like males, 9 things you must know. If you're treating your female cat like a smaller version of a male, you're probably breaking rules you didn't even know existed. Because she isn't just hanging out in your house, she is reading it, managing it, and quietly judging every change you make. She works off different social math, different body signals, and a different sense of control. So when you read her like a male cat, you miss the point fast. That's why she can seem strict 1 minute, clingy the next, and weirdly offended when you move one chair 6 inches. In this video, you're going to get 9 things that explain why female cats act more like a landlord, hall monitor, nurse, and tiny union boss than random fluff with moods. Miss these, and you keep misreading heat, touch limits, trust, and even pain. Start with the biggest mistake people make first. Who actually runs the house? Territory, brain wiring, and the house rules. Number 1, the real boss of the house. A lot of people look at size and assume the biggest male should control the room, but cat social life doesn't work that way. In many feral groups, females form the stable center, hold the space together, and keep track of who belongs near food, shelter, and kittens. So when your female cat acts like the living room came with her name on the lease, she isn't being dramatic. She is doing the job her wiring expects of her. Furniture moves can feel like unapproved renovations. A closed door can feel like blocked access. And that tall bookshelf isn't just furniture. It's the front office where she checks the whole property without getting dragged into your nonsense on the floor. If she likes one perch and guards it like rent is due, let her keep it. Give her shelves, window spots, or a cat tree where she can watch traffic patterns. Because control over space settles her brain faster than most owners realize, and once she feels like the map still makes sense, a lot of that so-called attitude starts looking a lot more reasonable. Number 2, the right-paw secret. Researchers notice that female cats are more often right-pawed, which sounds tiny until you realize it hints that she may process tasks a little differently from many males. Kind of like how people can be right-handed or left-handed and not even think about it. Try this at home because it's fast. Pause for a second, put a treat in a narrow cup or jar, and watch which paw she uses first. You might catch her reaching with the same paw again and again, and that little pattern tells you she is not random, even in small movements that look casual. But it isn't only her paw choice that gives this away. It shows up in how she enters a room, too. Because while a male may charge in and check details later, she is often more likely to stop, scan, and build a quick mental map before doing anything else. Number 3, quiet observer. If your female cat sits on the stairs, the back of the sofa, or the cat tree and just watches, don't assume she is being cold. She is collecting data. She is tracking sound, routine, movement, and who keeps opening the fridge without paying tax. You've probably seen this yourself. Guests arrive, and instead of marching right over, she hangs back and studies the whole scene. Let her do that. Those still moments are not empty. They are how she decides whether a space feels safe, weird, or temporarily ruined by human behavior. Number 4, invisible scent map. When she rubs her cheeks on table legs, corners, or your shin, that's bunting. and she is leaving pheromones from scent glands on her face, basically stamping the place as known and safe. If you could see it, it would look like invisible paperwork all over the house. A thermal style overlay would make this make sense fast, because she keeps tagging the same roots, objects, and people for a reason. So if you scrub every favorite rubbing spot all the time, she has to file the paperwork again from scratch, and that can unsettle her more than you think. Once you see her as the territory manager, the next part clicks fast, because hormones and hunting shape the rest. Hormones, hunting, and why she acts like that. Number 5. What heat really feels like. If your female cat isn't spayed and suddenly starts calling, rolling, pacing, and pressing herself against every wall in the house, that isn't random behavior, and it isn't her trying to annoy you. Her body runs on a system that waits for mating before it releases eggs. So without that, she can get stuck in a repeat loop where heat comes back again and again instead of just ending cleanly on its own. That loop can hit hard. She may yowl at night, hold her tail to the side, crawl low, rub on furniture nonstop, and look almost frantic. And a lot of owners read that as moodiness when it is really body chemistry, pushing her into the same state over and over. Indoor cats still go through it, which is why people get caught off guard, because the house feels calm while her body absolutely does not. So if you've ever thought, why is she acting like this again? That's usually the answer. For many indoor females, spaying doesn't just prevent kittens. It also stops that repeating cycle and the stress that comes with it, which is why vets bring it up so often, especially when a cat seems trapped in that restless pattern for days at a time. Then there is number 6, efficient hunter. A lot of female cats don't waste energy the same way some males do, and you can see it during play because they often stalk longer, stay lower, and wait for the exact moment that gives them the cleanest shot. Less chaos, more timing. That style makes sense when you think about survival pressure. A cat that has to protect herself and possibly care for kittens can't afford sloppy lunges every 5 seconds. So many females lean toward patience, sharp tracking, and short bursts that count. You drag a toy too fast with no pauses, and she may lose interest. Not because she is lazy, but because nothing about the movement feels catchable. Change the game and watch what happens. Keep the toy low, let it vanish behind a chair leg, twitch it, stop it, then let it dart again, and now you're speaking her language. One toys work well for this. Feathers work. Even a strip of fabric can work if it moves like something alive, because she wants the full stalk, freeze, chase, grab sequence instead of non-stop flailing in open space. And boom, look at what happens next when you get that right. She starts focusing harder, crouching deeper, and timing her strike with almost rude accuracy. And that play session does more than burn energy. It gives her a job her body already understands. Number 7, maternal circuits. Some female cats switch into caregiver mode even if they've never had kittens, and this is where people get confused, because they think the cat suddenly turned extra needy. Sometimes it is the opposite. She thinks you are the one failing the inspection. You get sick, stay in bed, cry, move more slowly than usual, or even smell different after stress. And she starts hovering, staring, sitting close, or checking in more than normal. That isn't always cuddle time in the way humans mean it. It can be a mandatory wellness check from the colony manager who noticed one of the residents is acting off and may no longer be trusted to manage basic life functions, like drinking water or keeping a normal sleep schedule. Not every female cat does this, and personality still matters a lot. Some are soft and close, some supervise from 3 feet away, and some barely change at all. Still, when you notice a female cat getting strangely attentive during illness, grief, or recovery, don't brush it off too fast. She may be responding to weakness in the group the same way her wiring tells her to, by watching, staying near, and keeping tabs until things look normal again. Most owners miss the next part because she works very hard to hide it. And if you miss it too, you can let a real problem sit there far longer than you should. Pain, selective love, and the one-person bond. Number 8, hidden pain. Female cats can cover discomfort for a long time, which sounds impressive until you realize how risky that gets in a home. Because by the time many cats show obvious pain, they have often been dealing with it quietly for much longer than you think. So don't wait for some huge, dramatic sign. Watch for hesitation before a jump, a different way of landing, less grooming in one spot, and too much grooming in another. Eyes that look tighter. A crouch that seems slightly guarded. Or the weird little shift where she sits with her weight tipped away from one side. Split screen that goes against her normal posture, and you see it fast. In real life, it slips past people all the time. Right changes down if you need to. One odd sit means very little. The same odd sit, a shorter jump, and a grooming change across a week, that starts to mean something. And pattern matters far more than one strange afternoon. Number 9, bond of one. Female cats often keep a smaller social circle, not because they are mean, but because they can be specialists with trust. They don't always spread attention around evenly. They put it where the routine feels steady and the response feels safe. At home, that can look very personal. She follows one person, saves chirps and slow blinks for them, chooses their lap over every other lap, and acts cooler with guests or even other people in the house. That isn't rejection as much as selection. If you want that bond, don't grab for it. Keep your routine steady, lower your voice, let her start contact, and stop while it is still going well instead of pushing for one more pet. When a female cat picks you, she usually tells you in small, repeated ways, not big public speeches. So if she seems strict, distant, clingy, or oddly protective, those aren't random moods. They fit together. Your female cat is not random. She is reading your home like a colony manager, and once you start watching her that way, a lot of confusing behavior stops looking confusing. Try this for one day. Watch where she patrols, what she rubs with her face, which person she checks on, how she plays, and whether she hesitates before jumping. Because those small choices tell you more than the loud moments ever will. Pick one fix today, protect a high perch, stop wiping every bunting spot, change how you move toys, or start logging tiny body changes. Do that, and the house usually gets calmer fast. There is one thing she does every single day that gives away exactly how she sees you. And once you spot it, You can't pretend you missed it.